Hey there, in this video I'm going to show how I built a dry bar for my loft area. So this is what it looks like before, and this is what it looks like finished. The builder wanted to charge $3,900 for this option when we were building the house, and I was like, no thanks, I can build it myself. It was very simple. I am by no means a builder or a carpenter, but if I can imagine it, I can put it together. We basically built this bar for less than $600. All the materials came from Lowe's. The base cabinet was $160 and it already came assembled. The butcher countertop was another $200. The mini fridge was another $200. And really, to make it look built in, I bought some cabinet trim pieces to fill in the gaps and using caulking to fill in all the cracks, and that's pretty much it. First step is to remove all the baseboards in the surrounding areas. I used a box cutter to slit the caulking between the boards and the wall. Then I used a flathead screwdriver and a hammer to pry out the baseboards. Once all the baseboards are out, I position the cabinet and the fridge in place. As you can see, I left a gap between the cabinet and the right wall, between the fridge and the cabinet, and then between the fridge and the left wall. And I'm going to use the trim pieces to close up these gaps. Next, I use a stud finder to find the studs behind the drywall so I can screw the cabinet into the studs. Before screwing the cabinet into the studs, I use a ruler with a leveler so I can mark where I'm going to mount some wood pieces on the left wall so it can be used as support for my countertop. The countertop is going to be sitting directly on top of the cabinet, and because the area is somewhat narrow, the countertop is going to be mainly supported by the cabinet, but just to be sure, that's why I put these extra support wood pieces on the left wall. Once that's done, I screw the cabinet into the studs. Then comes the hardest part of the whole entire project, at least for me, and that is to cut the countertop. What I found out is that you can measure as accurate as you can, but these drywall put in by the builder are not 100% straight. And also, because I don't have the right saw, what I have is a circular saw. And there's no way that I can cut it 100% straight, so I'm really just relying on the laser of the saw. After cutting, I place the countertop on top of the cabinet, and to secure it, I screw the four corners of the cabinet into the countertop from underneath. And I also realized my cut is a little short, but it's okay because I'm going to fill up the gaps with caulking. Once everything is in place, I started cutting the trim pieces to fill all the gaps and then using the caulking to fill in all the cracks between the trim pieces. The fridge is not held in place by anything. I figured just in case I need to swap out a new fridge, it shouldn't be a problem. Then after, I cut the baseboards into their new sizes and start putting them back. To finish the countertop, I sanded it lightly, wiping all the dust off of it, then using butcher block conditioner to coat it using a brush. I brushed the countertop evenly and wiping away any excess conditioner, then letting it dry for about a full day. I wiped the countertop with a wet towel to get rid of any stickiness before placing anything on top. So this is the finished project. Like I mentioned before, to give it a built-in look, the magic really is the trim pieces filling in all the open gaps and using caulking to finish the built-in look. To finish the area, I bought some hanging tube vases from Amazon to put some pothos in to add a little green, and I'll have the link to them below. It was a short one-day weekend project. Still debating whether if I want to put handles on the doors, but overall we are really happy with the results. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and until the next video.